Cholera outbreak death toll rises to 54 as Katsina records 118 suspected cases. Nigeria Education Loan Fund approves disbursement of student loan. 5 feared dead as gunmen attack Ebonyi police station. And on the foreign scene, at least 20 soldiers, 1 civilian killed in western Niger. Welcome to the news update on Trust Television. I am Aisha Salihu. And now the news in detail. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has reported a surge in cholera cases and associated death across 32 states and 115 local government areas in the country. According to Deputy Director of Surveillance at NCDC, a National Incident Manager, Montari Hassan, the total number of fatalities has risen to 54, with 1,579 suspected cases documented since the beginning of the year. As of June 24, 2024, the NCDC reported 53 deaths and 1,528 suspected cases of cholera across 31 states and 107 local government areas, with a case fatality rate of 3.5%. NCDC said it continues to monitor the situation and has activated a multi-sectoral national cholera emergency operations center to coordinate the response to the outbreak. The agency also said it was working closely with state governments, healthcare workers, and other stakeholders to ensure a rapid and effective response to the outbreak. It advised the public to take precautions to prevent the spread of cholera by boiling and storing water in a clean and safe container before drinking. Meanwhile, Katsina State has recorded 118 suspected cases of cholera. Speaking at a press conference on Wednesday, the Incidents Manager and Director of Epidemiology at the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Kabir Suleiman, said the state has activated incident management system to contain the disease. He also said it is fully prepared to prevent its spread and other vaccine-preventable outbreaks in the state. According to him, the state government has embarked on building about 102 healthcare facilities across the local government areas and already looking at other interventions such as improvement in wash facilities, solarization and rehabilitation of boreholes in many local government areas. He said the state government has also designated 34 comprehensive healthcare centers with cholera treatment units and centers for admission of cholera cases. Global Task Force for Cholera Control shows that Katsina has 10 of its local government areas termed as high risk, with Funtua, Jibia and Basari local government areas topping the list. The Nigeria's economic crunch affecting almost every aspect of Nigerian lives did not spare the health sector. In recent years, experts and other key players in the sector identified inadequate funding, lack of access to healthcare services, inadequate manpower, training and retraining as some of the major impediments facing the sector. The Federal Teaching Hospital, Katsina, is faced with some of these challenges, which necessitated a prompt action by federal lawmakers who visited the hospital to assess the situation and areas of intervention. Abdullah Yamadi has more.
The House of Representatives Committee on Health Tertiary Institutions, Amos Gwamna, while inspecting some sections of the Federal Teaching Hospital Katsina, mentioned that the visit was to study areas of concern with a view to making necessary interventions in the 2025 fiscal year. The lawmakers admit that the Naira devaluation and inflationary pressure has grossly affected the realization of the much-needed growth and development of the hospitals.
The hospital looks very clean. It's important that a hospital where people come to get cure, it's not a place where people will get infected. So I commend this hospital for their ability to keeping this place clean.
The management of the hospital was advised to show more commitment in exploring more ways of ensuring increased revenue generation as a gateway to attaining financial independence and effective healthcare delivery. The Federal Teaching Hospital Katsina, which has over 2,500 qualified staff with about 85 consultants, is not far behind in ensuring the provision of infrastructure, medical equipment, training, and retraining of staff. They, however, seeks the support of the lawmakers in making adequate provisions in future budgetary allocations.
We have a neurosurgeon, we have urologists, we have what do you call them, the ENT surgeons, we have oncologists. But when it's time, there are surgeries that they can do, but because there's no MRI, you have to send the patient to Kano. If you are sending the patient to Kano, when the patient goes to Kano, it's just better for them to just stay in Kano. No issue in Kano. So we have a space that we are building, it's almost completed, that will be able to house an MRI machine. We need funds to be able to do it.
The committee was also at Federal Medical Center Dora to ascertain progress and challenges after its relocation from Katsina to Dora recently.
And since this hospital was established, they haven't received any appropriation yet. But then they have already given a take-up grant, which we have seen some of the intervention projects that have been done for them. And then of course we are just here to see some of the challenges that so far this take-off has presented. This medical director has enumerated some of the challenges that he has so far been burdened with, and then for some of them they can be handled almost immediately. Some of them we have to go back and plan on how to deal with them.
Considering the huge gaps and the current economic barriers, Katsina residents who are mostly low-income earners are calling for immediate implementation of policies that could guarantee easy access to tertiary health institutions for effective healthcare delivery. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Away from health matters, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund has approved the disbursement of federal government-backed student loan. In a press statement published on its X platform on Thursday, the directive was given following its inaugural board meeting in Abuja on Wednesday. A statement signed by its head, Media and Public Relations, Nasir Ayitogo, said the meeting marked a significant milestone in the organization's commitment to empowering students through financial support. The inaugural meeting also set the stage for future initiatives aimed at enhancing educational opportunities and providing comprehensive support to students across various disciplines. The development comes days after reports that NELFund announced a 14-day postponement of the application process for student loans for state institutions due to low data submissions. Ayitogo on Tuesday said the decision was necessitated by the failure of several state-owned institutions to upload the required student data and fee information to the NELFund student verification system. Tinubu had on April 3, 2024, signed the Student Loans Act Repeal and Reenactment Bill to 2024 into law. The Kano State government has disbursed checks totaling over 1.9 billion naira to chairman of the Community Reorientation Committee for the renovation of primary school classrooms across all 44 local government areas. The governor also set aside the sum of 2,925,140 naira for construction of additional classrooms in public primary schools. According to the governor's spokesperson, Sanusi Bature Dawakin Tofa, the move is to bolster security and safeguard public educational facilities. He said the state has also initiated the immediate employment of 17,600 security guards, with a minimum of 400 guards allocated to each local government area to protect public schools. Tofa said this significant investment in the education sector reflects Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf's unwavering commitment to realizing his vision of declaring a state of emergency in the education system. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, Emmanuel Alayonde University of Education branch in Oyo State, has called on the federal government to address the issues that culminated in the 2022 8-month ASU strike. The ASU branch chairman, Michael Bamidele Ojo, who stated this while speaking on the deplorable condition of public university education in Nigeria and its impact on lecturers, stressed that one of the ways to address the situation is for the president to sign the renegotiated agreements with the union. The union called on President Tinubu to immediately set in motion a process that will lead to the review and signing of the Nimi Briggs-led renegotiated draft agreement as a mark of goodwill and assured hope for Nigeria's public universities. The union also called on the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, to pay up the outstanding balance and settlement of 2018-2019 salary arrears and implement 2024 university budgets so that all outstanding salaries and promotion arrears can be paid to alleviate the suffering of its members.
In the last 10 years, average budget to education by successive Nigerian government to education has ever been 5 and 8%. Instead of improving, the federal government recently further decided to reduce the resources available for education sector by diverting the fund to programs with direct no benefits in Nigeria public universities. ASU, Emmanuel Alayonde University of Education Oyo, is admonishing the federal and state government to rest their responsibility of adequate funding to arrest the emergent rot and decay that are becoming more noticeable on the campuses of Nigeria Public University in spite of the intervention efforts of State Fund.
Anti-security matters. The Asheke Police Division in Ebonyi local government area of Ebonyi State came under heavy attack by unknown gunmen on Wednesday night. During the gun duel, 5 of the unknown gunmen were reportedly killed by the police. It was learned that the incident started around 9:30 p.m. with heavy shootings forcing residents into hiding. One of the eyewitnesses, Tony Nwori, said the gunmen arrived at the police station with 2 cars and started shooting sporadically in the air. He said the gunmen engaged in a gun duel with the policemen on duty in front of the station for over 30 minutes before other security operatives came for reinforcement. Meanwhile, a viral video showed some of the suspected hoodlums shot dead and vehicles belonging to the Nigerian police were set ablaze during the gunfight, and the police is yet to issue official statement on the attack. Still on security matters, bandits have abducted 4 persons in Yantumaki town in Dan Musa local government area of Katsina on Wednesday night. The bandits arrived at the town while residents were performing Isha prayers. On arrival, the bandits divided themselves into 4 groups, strategically covering all directions, shooting sporadically before attacking residences of their victims. Though no life was lost, eyewitnesses revealed that it was a well-coordinated attack as bandits came in large number and strategically carried out their heinous act. As at 10 p.m. Wednesday night, the entire town was deserted, with many business operators leaving behind their shops open while calling on the authorities concerned to take proactive measures in protecting lives and property. Security operatives are yet to confirm the incident. A 22-year-old housewife has stabbed her husband to death at Abari ward of Damaturu, the Yobe state capital, following a violent argument. Confirming the incident in a statement on Wednesday, the spokesman for the Yobe State Police Command, Dungus Abdul Karim, identified the suspect as Zainab Isa. He said the suspect, who gave birth to her second child with her late husband Yahya Isa in early June 2024, confessed to the crime but revealed that her marriage had been marred by violence from the onset. Abdul Karim revealed that the suspect had been apprehended and brought to the Criminal Investigation Department of the command. According to a preliminary investigation by the police, the suspect confessed that she did not intend to kill her husband but only stabbed him with a knife in self-defense when the husband was beating her while she was still recovering from a recent medical operation from childbirth. Reacting to the incident, the State Commissioner of Police, Garba Ahmed, urged couples to report abuse to the authorities or file a complaint with the nearest Sharia or family court for possible redress. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Still to come. Desperate times pushing Nigerian households into desperate measures as many forgo dietary requirements. More news will return. Do stay. Welcome back and thanks for staying. Let's have another look at some of our top stories. You heard that cholera outbreak death toll rises to 54 as Katsina records 118 suspected cases. Also, Nigeria Education Loan Fund approves disbursement of student loan. And now moving on to more stories. Drug abuse and its multiplier effects are growing concerns among youth in Benue State. It is worrisome how the youth are losing their moral and mental faculties, no thanks to drug addiction by both the dealers and the consumers. Jimmy Azande reports from Makodi.
Worried by the menace, the Nigerian Senate recently passed a bill that prescribed death sentence for drug pushers found guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. Back home in Benue, the youth population has continued to advance reasons why the menace is gaining more acceptance.
You know, some of these young guys, like some depend on their parents, some they are not depending on their parents, some lost their parents when they are very young at tender ages. So in one way or the other, maybe it's a kind of their relationship with other people that they used to meet. Like now you meet a bad influencer, maybe someone that is addicted to drugs can maybe engage or put you into it, and at the end of the day the drugs can lead you to something else.
They say some are into drugs for economic and social factors.
This is why some of the youths or some people engage or find themselves common with drugs is actually the fact that they want to be famous, they want to be rich, they want to appear big, maybe possibly because of they have seen their friends living the luxury lives and all of that. So they think drugs can actually help them fit into that life which their friends or peers are living and all of that.
Others say peer influence sometimes could lead to addiction.
I think I was in school, so somebody gave me, was it like tramadol, and when you were taking it in class, as well, when I asked, why you are taking drugs, he said it's just a normal thing, everybody does it. It's just a common word, like it's not because of it, it's just peer grouping. Like he was trying to force me as well to take part of it because of maybe me being disciplined. I had to turn it down for doing that.
Those who are into drugs are advised to take the necessary correction.
Being a youth, you are indulged with so many things that you can do in the society that can help you. So you mustn't go into drug abuse. Of course, there are some things, irrespective of the country and the society is so difficult and things are so hard, but you mustn't go into drugs abuse or go into drugs that you know that you are doing something. Of course, you can engage yourself in some of these little petty things that will help you.
Stealing, banditry, kidnapping and other forms of criminality have been linked to drug abuse. Analysts say this menace need to be fought in order to achieve a better society. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
The escalating prices of food items as well as some ingredients across markets in Nigeria have raised concerns among Nigerians who fear that such price increase will have a negative effect on the health status of Nigerians. In this report, Trust TV examines how this has led many households to opt for options with lesser dietary value.
Central to a typical Nigerian kitchen are stews and soups with which Nigerians serve their meals. These soups and stews are made mainly from tomatoes, peppers, palm oil, vegetable oil, and other such spices. However, the prices of these ingredients are rapidly going out of the reach of an average household due to food inflation, leaving many of these households seeking alternatives.
The cost of living in Nigeria now is very, very expensive. It's unbearable. Now, before it's fair, but now it's terrible much. We can't bear it anymore. The cost of living now is high. If you enter into the market to purchase your goods as normal, you cannot afford it now.
It's good because it's useful. We use it for stew, so many things, yeah. So without it, we don't know how we are going to make our stew and other dishes, right? But right now it's very cost. The amount of it is very, very high. So we don't really know how to, like right now I don't know how to price it because the cost is very high.
Ahmed Mohammed is one of the many traders in Abuja. He's equally lamenting the high cost of accessing these produce as well as their price variations. He said this has resulted in low patronage for his business.
And now the things they come down small. Before we had selling this small basket for 20,000. So now I reduce more with the selling 16,000, 15,000. With the selling before 15,000, now the selling 13, 12. Some people that buy, but not be anybody that buy. Before, the first one they buy like 3 baskets, now then they buy 1.5 or 1 basket. The fifth one they buy like 5 baskets before, now they buy only 2 baskets because the thing too high.
Despite their unaffordability and inaccessibility, their nutritional values cannot be downplayed as they form part of the classes of food that make up a healthy diet.
Veggies are very, very important for our health, and part of the veggies is part of the adequate diet we are talking about. What we mean by adequate diet is that the 5 classes of food should be included, and veggies are those nutrients that give immunity to the body. They give our vitamins and minerals, vegetables. Most of our soups are either stew, okra, and this is our native food with thickeners, adding more carbohydrate to it. So vegetable is okay because it gives you the vitamins and minerals needed.
Alternatively, households are forced to buy food ingredients with lesser quality, which are relatively more affordable.
Some people, the people that buy this small flakes, so now na budget they find, then they find that budget that when it's for small, now down then they take manage.
So anything you wanted to do, if you have money that you have been spending that kind of large living formally, but when the situation warrants for you to cut down your costs to the sizes, you have to minimize everything surrounding you. If you are able to take care of your children, your school fees, after your fix, the next is your feeding.
In today's Nigeria, what was typically a go-to food option for a sizable number of Nigerians is slowly becoming a luxury dish for those below the middle class.
And in business, breaking 3 consecutive sessions of losses, the Nigerian stock market rebounds by 0.17% on Wednesday as investors improve interest in Tier 1 banking stocks. Gains in Guarantee Trust Holding Company, Zenith Bank, FBN Holding, amongst other advanced equities, were the primary drivers of the positive performance of the broader index. Consequently, investors gained 95 billion naira as NGX market capitalization, which opened at 56.126 trillion naira, closed at 56.221 trillion naira. As a result, the year-to-date return rose to 32.91%. Market breadth also closed positive with 35 gainers and 23 losers on the floor of the exchange. Analysis of the market activity showed that trade turnover settled 33.15%, lower than the previous session. And away from Nigeria, 20 soldiers and a civilian were killed in an attack in western Niger next to the border with Burkina Faso, the West African country's defense ministry said. The security forces were attacked on Tuesday close to the village of Tassia in Tillaberi region, according to the ministry's statement on state television. It blamed the attack on a coalition of armed groups, adding that a further 9 people were wounded and 2 vehicles damaged. The statement said the soldiers had killed dozens of militants while defending themselves from the attack, adding that search operations were ongoing for the rest of the perpetrators. In March, at least 23 Nigerian soldiers were killed in the same insurgency-hit Tillaberi region. Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack. And in sports, the Canaan Queens of Calabar will play this morning in the finals of African Table Tennis Club Championship holding in Benghazi, Libya, having beaten other national clubs. The match holds by 10 a.m. against Petrojet Table Tennis Club of Egypt. The Canaan Queens defeated Benghazi Al-Jadida Table Tennis Club of Libya 3-0 to qualify for the semi-finals. Nigeria's international table tennis champion Offiong Edem, who plays in France, is the team's captain. Members of the Canaan Queens include Cecilia Otu, Hope Udoka, Vivian Okwa, and Fatima Bello. The Cross River NCDC chairman Orok Otu Duke leads the delegation. And that concludes the news update on Trust Television at this hour. Do not forget, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live streams for more news, programs, and documentary. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thanks for watching.